Hello and welcome. So you've got a check from HMRC and you're thinking, can I just pop down to the post office and cash this? Well, it's a super common question, especially as we're all getting our heads around the 2025-26 tax year. In this discussion, brought to you by the fantastic team at ProTax Accountant, we're going to get you the straight answer and walk you through exactly what to do with that little piece of paper.
You know that feeling, right? You see that brown HMRC envelope on the doormat and your heart sinks a little. You open it up, ready for a bill, but wait, it's a check. It's a refund. That is a brilliant feeling. But that excitement can pretty quickly turn into a bit of a headache. Great, now what do I actually do with this?
For a lot of us, the first place that springs to mind is the local post office. I mean, it makes sense. It's convenient. It's right there on pretty much every high street. But is it really as simple as walking in, handing over that HMRC check, and walking out with a wallet full of cash? Let's get right to the bottom of this.
Okay, let's not beat around the bush. The short, simple answer is no. You cannot walk into a post office and directly cash an HMRC check for instant money. But hold on, don't go anywhere. That is absolutely not the whole story. Stay with me here because there are ways the post office can help you out, and it all boils down to one really crucial difference.
Right, let's break this down because this is probably the single most important thing to get your head around. The words cashing and depositing might sound like they mean the same thing, but in the world of banking they are poles apart. And when it comes to your HMRC check and the post office, only one of them is actually an option. So this really lays it out for us. On the one hand, you've got cashing. That's the dream, isn't it? Swapping the check for cash right there and then. The post office just doesn't offer that service for HMRC checks. But then, on the other hand, we have depositing. This is where you pay the check into your bank account. The money is an instant. It needs a few days to clear. This is what you can do at the post office, provided you bank with one of their partners.
So which banks are we talking about? Well, as you can see, it's pretty much all the big high street names. Barclays, Lloyds, NatWest, HSBC, the list goes on. If you're a customer with any of these, then yep, you're good to go. You can use the post office to deposit your check. Now, here's a quick heads up. If you're with one of the newer digital-only banks, think Monzo or Revolut, you're probably out of luck here, as they generally don't have a way to process paper checks.
So let's say you do bank with one of those partners. How does it actually work? Honestly, it's dead simple. You just need to bring the check itself and a paying-in slip from your bank. You go to the counter, ask for a check deposit envelope, fill in a few details, pop everything inside, and hand it over. It's super convenient for sure, but just be mindful of the timeline. It's not instant cash. It'll probably take about 5 to 7 working days for that money to actually show up in your account.
Okay, now let's switch gears and tackle a really important situation. What if you don't have a bank account at all? This is a real challenge for so many people. Maybe you're a freelancer in London who's just starting out, or maybe you've had a poor credit history in the past. It can feel like you've hit a brick wall, but I promise you, there are some really good, solid options available.
Honestly, your best move, by a country mile, is to open what's called a basic bank account. By law, all the major banks have to offer these. They are completely free, there are no frills, and they're specifically designed for people who might otherwise be refused a standard account. Think of it as your financial lifeline. It gives you a place to deposit that check and get your money safely and reliably, with zero fees.
Okay, a second option is to go right back to the source, HMRC. You can actually give them a call, explain your situation, and ask them to cancel the check they sent you. What they can then do is reissue the payment as a direct bank transfer. That's a BACS payment. Now, this does mean you need access to an account, maybe a trusted family member's, and you will need to send the original check back to them first before they'll do it. And your third route is to nominate someone you trust, and I mean really trust. HMRC does allow you to officially authorize a friend or a family member to deposit the check into their account on your behalf. The key word here is trust. Both you and the person whose account it is will need to provide signed authorization, and their bank also has to agree to accept a third-party check, which, just so you know, isn't always a guarantee.
Let's just quickly compare those three options side by side. Opening a basic bank account is definitely the fastest and most empowering route, but you will need some proof of ID and address. Getting a direct transfer from HMRC is rock solid, but it is a bit slower, could take a week or two. And nominating someone you trust can be pretty quick, but it all hangs on having that trust and getting the bank's okay. This little table should really help you figure out what's best for you.
Now, I have to give you a serious word of warning here. You've probably seen those check cashing shops on the high street, and look, in the past, they might have seemed like a quick and easy solution, but these days, please just avoid them. The fees are absolutely astronomical. You could lose up to 15% of your refund. And on top of that, most of them won't even accept HMRC checks anymore because of fraud risks. It's just a really expensive and unreliable last resort.
All right, so we've covered the how-to. Now let's talk about how to handle your check like a pro. Knowing a few simple best practices can save you so much time and stress. And that's not all. Here's where we see most people go wrong.
First up, and this is the big one, remember this number, 6. Your HMRC check is only valid for 6 months from the date it was issued. Please, don't just shove it in a drawer and forget about it. The moment you get it, make a plan to get it deposited. It's honestly the easiest mistake to make, and it means you could lose out on your money altogether.
Here they are, the 4 most common pitfalls. Number 1, thinking the post office will give you instant cash. We know now, it's for deposits only. Number 2, forgetting that 6-month expiry date we just talked about. Number 3, not double-checking the details. Is your name spelled right? Is the amount what you were expecting? And number 4, and this is huge, falling for scams. Let me be crystal clear. HMRC will never send you a text message with a link to claim a refund. That is always a scam. Okay, here's a brilliant pro tip for you. Before you do a single thing with that check, take out your phone and snap a quick, clear photo of the front and the back. If it gets lost in the post, or if there's any kind of dispute later on, you've got a perfect digital copy. It literally takes 5 seconds and could save you a world of hassle.
So what happens if the worst-case scenario unfolds and your check gets lost or stolen? First of all, don't panic. There's a very clear process. You need to call HMRC straight away on 0300 200 3300. Make sure you have your national insurance number handy. Just explain what's happened, and they will cancel the original check and get a replacement sent out to you.
So we've covered a lot of ground. Let's bring it all together now. When it comes to your next step, what you should do really just boils down to one simple question. Do you or do you not have a bank account?
Okay, here is the final simple summary. If you have a bank account, using your bank's mobile app to scan the check is almost always the fastest method. If that's not an option, then the post office is your next best bet. And if you don't have a bank account at all, the clear winner, the best and fastest option is to open a basic bank account. It's a solution not just for this one check, but for your financial future.
And for our final tip, how about we make sure this problem never happens again? Why are we even dealing with paper checks in this day and age? Simply log in to your HMRC online account, add your bank details, and set your payment preference to a direct bank transfer. It's that easy. Any future refunds will then go straight into your account. No paper, no posting, no problem at all.
Look, we know that tax can feel pretty complicated and a bit overwhelming sometimes. If you're ever unsure about anything, or you just want the peace of mind that you're doing everything correctly, getting professional advice is always a really smart move. The team here at Pro Tax Accountant are absolute experts in this stuff, and they're ready to help guide you.
To get in touch with them for some personalized advice, you can reach them on WhatsApp or give them a call on 07985 689 912. Or, if you prefer, you can just send an email over to info@protaxaccountant.co.uk. They'll be more than happy to help with any questions you might have.
And finally, if you found this guide useful, Pro Tax Accountant has a fantastic YouTube channel that's just packed with more clear, practical, and easy-to-understand tax advice. Just head over to youtube.com/ProTaxAccountantUK and hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks so much for joining me.